Hello, this is Tyler with TJX Survival. I had a couple requests to show people how to make natural cordage. So, this is my video on how to make natural cordage. Okay, let's first talk about plant selection. Because of the fact that you can never really guarantee that you're going to end up in the exact same climate or the exact same geographical location, I personally don't see a lot of value in memorizing the plant names, but more so in memorizing the attributes. Okay, so what I want for making natural cordage is fibers. So if you can take a leaf, and this is a dead leaf, and break it, or if you can take the stick and break it, and it makes a lot of fibers, then you know you've got a plant that will do what you need. Just a little close-up on this. So if you can break that stick, you see how there's a lot of fibers on it? Then this plant is really good for making natural cordage. Now, for those of you that want to know the name of this plant, this is called dogwood. I've been told it used to be short for daggerwood or daggerwood. I don't know, don't quote me on that, but it does make phenomenal cordage. So I've got 3 of these little dead trees, these little dead twigs. Let me show you how to get the fibers out of them, and then we can show you how to turn that into natural cordage. The first thing that you need to do is to crush all of this up. Just smash it. It's going to break into 4 little pieces. You can either stick it on a rock and step on it, or you can use your knife to smash it against another hard object like your axe, which is what I'm going to do because of the obvious surrounding. I like this little neck knife. This is a Bark River Drop Point Hunter. I got it from Mike that runs Bark River for a Blade HQ video we did on the Knife HQ channel called Long-Term Bug Out. Anyway, kind of a little bit of a close-up on that. A beautiful knife, really lightweight, nice convex grind, stay sharp in the field for a long time. I just coat and season it with a little linseed oil, protects it against the snow so it won't rust, protects the handle and everything. And I do the same thing with my hatchet. This is a Wetterlings hatchet I got from Blade HQ. That's Wetterlings, Wetterlings. So, just got a little review on that. And then my jacket, I've been asked about that about 100 times so far. So, this is a Leicester River 100% wool Leicester River bushcraft jacket, which is awesome. It insulates you from the heat and it insulates you from the cold. And it breathes, so you can sweat right out of it, which is very, very important in the winter because, as you know, you sweat, you die because you can get wet. However, with wool, you can sweat into the wool, sweat through it, and it will evaporate, and you'll still stay warm. So, on to making this. I've got this little guy here, and I'm just smashing it. Don't want to smash it so much that I break all the fibers. Now I can keep going all the way up the stem. I'm just not going to, because I don't need that much that much fibrous material. So I'll go ahead and smash this up real good. Essentially, with most bushes like this, the fiber that you're getting is in the bark. So what you need to do is smash it to remove the internal, it's kind of a sponge-like material that the plant uses to absorb water and bring it up. So I'm smashing that internal material to get access to the more fibrous bark. Here's a little bit of a close-up on all that. Smashes it into 4 pieces, and then I'll split it out, okay? And these 4 pieces, I'm basically just going to curl and break that internal stuff out, okay? So as I break that, it'll free up the fibers on the outside where the bark is. So now that I've done that, smash it up real good. You don't want to break it this way because it'll break the fibers. You want to break it away so that it breaks the internal part of the bush instead of the external fibers that you're trying to harvest from the bush. Or so has been my experience with this. Alright, now that I've got all that broken up, I'm going to start peeling these little internal chunks off. So that all I have is the fiber. So when you're taking this off the fiber, you start to pull in this direction and it starts to rip your fiber, then pull in that direction. Because the idea is to keep all of this as intact as possible. So if you find yourself ripping the bark down, then pull up. For me, it kind of becomes a systematic pull down, pull up as I remove it. That way, like right there's a perfect example. I pull up, it starts to rip, so I pull down, and I can keep it as intact as possible because we want all of these little fibers to hold the rope together. Alright, there's all of my tree bark. Show you how we'd go from bark to rope. So this is the fiber that I was looking for out of that bush, and now that I've got that, I need to turn it into a string. Now I can split this so that I have 4 pieces, and that'll give me a lot longer piece of rope out of the same tree bark, but it's less strength. It's just like a normal rope where the more fibers or the more baby ropes I have inside, the stronger the strength of the string. A general rule is this natural fiber needs to be about twice the diameter of the man-made stuff to even compare. Some really good trees that are fairly common, or good bushes that people should be able to recognize to make fibrous natural material are hemp, thistles, stinging nettle, dogwood, and willow. Willow needs to be processed quite a bit more, however. But if you know those basic bushes, they work really well. In the southern deserts, some really good plants to use are the yucca plant, the green part of it. You scrape the goo off of it and use the fibers on the inside, or the agave plant. They look a lot like an aloe vera plant, if you've ever seen one of those. So when you see those long green spines, you can use the back of your knife or hatchet, scrape the goo out of them, and then let it dry, and you've got these long fibrous material just like this that you can turn into natural cordage. So let's turn this into natural cordage. This will leave me a little small piece. I'm going to split it because I have 2 big chunks inside of this, and they can work to make two pieces. And That way I can show you how to take a little piece and graft a larger piece into it. So what you want to do is don't make them equal. Make one side just a little bit longer than the other. That way when I graft the new one in, this bottom one will grip the new one. So basically you're going to make a fold right here in the middle, and you're going to twist it. Now, all you really need to remember is twist the 2 strings to the right, twist both strings to the left, or twist 2 strings to the left, twist both strings to the right. Doesn't matter, just as long as they counteract against each other. So what I'm going to do is initially get my start, twist that up nice and snug, and fold it. Now, a lot of people, I swear they get repetitive stress injury just trying to do it this way, but I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to show you an easy way to do it. If I twist this back, twist this other one back, twist them both forward, it grabs against itself. Going back, back, and forward, and I start to have that little twist against itself. There's a much faster way to do that, and it works like this. Roll it up your pant leg. It's not rolling. Always it works until you get it on video. So basically roll it up your pant leg, if it'll stick. Roll the other one up your pant leg. And these are kind of thick too. Well, you can roll it up your pant leg when it sticks because it's so cold. My little technique's not working. But then you twist them against each other. Okay, just twist just like that. It's a speedier way to deal with it. So, let me try something. I'm going to do a little experiment. If I can find my gloves, see if I can get more grip with the glove on than without. But after all, that's why we're out here, is to learn new stuff. There we go. So it rolls on the... If you can get sufficient grip, like if you're doing this with a piece of... Can't work and think at the same time. If you're doing this with a piece of thistle, it'll grip a little bit better. If you're not, then I guess sometimes you're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. So that was a learning experience for me right there. But anyway, if you can get it to roll up your pant leg, it just speeds that whole process along quite faster. And then twist this the opposite direction. So I'm going to continue to do this for a few minutes, and then we'll show you how to graft it. Now this isn't a very tight weave because I'm just demonstrating it real quick. If you need to hold some serious strength, like for a bow or a bow drill, make it good and snug so that it doesn't come loose, but don't break your fibers in the process. So if you can just remember, twist the individual strands one direction and the master strand the other direction, you've got it. As you can see, it's kind of twisting itself together. As I twist these little pieces up top, it kind of forces this back piece to kind of twist together. Okay, I'm getting closer to my end. Clean it up a little bit. But right there is my natural cordage. That's something good enough that I can use it for a Paiute deadfall trap. I might double the thickness for a bow drill, but I could do it for that as well. But that kind of gives you an idea. So now I need to splice a little more because I'm running out of fiber. So I need to splice that other piece that I had earlier. So once I get this other piece, again, I make one end a little longer than the other if I want to keep adding. because I'm going to just finish with this piece, I'll make both ends end at the same place. Okay, I find that middle spot. So right here's the middle. Right here are the two ends. I'm going to twist this middle together. Okay, and I'm just going to stick it right there in the dead center of this. All right, so I'll twist one leg together, twist that other leg together, and now I have essentially added them together, and then twist them both opposite of the initial direction. Just keep adding to it. And as you can see, this will work with any kind of fiber, really. It's very time consuming. So a video like this should really teach you one major thing, and that's bring 550 cord. Bring paracord. Don't get out into the backcountry without some sort of rope. For me, I have a bunch of paracord on my shoelaces. I was backcountry filming a video and one of my shoelaces broke. I added the 550 cord to my shoelace, or to my shoes, and I made it about a third longer than the original shoelace. What this gave me is a walking portable backup chunk of shoelace or 550 cord. So I can quite literally make a natural stone axe or stone knife, or use my knife if I've got it, build a hearth and a spindle and build a bow drill, and then instead of spending, we're about half an hour, 45 minutes on this string already, and it's not even close to long enough, I just take it off my shoe and I've got all the parts I need for a bow drill. So if one of these sides starts becoming too big compared to the other, you can always move a strand over and that will balance out your rope. This has been a quick field expedient video on how to make natural cordage. Again, the attributes that we're looking for are fibers when we break it, and that way we don't have to memorize the tree type. We just need to know what to look for, and then when we find the right kind of bush that has fibers, just use it. Separate the crunchy stuff from the fibers so that you can get those lines of fibers, and then weave it all together. Twist both ends one direction and the whole centerpiece the other direction, and you're good to go. All right, if this has been valuable to you, please subscribe, please share with your friends, and if there's anything else you want me to show, leave me comments. You guys fuel some great ideas for me to do bushcraft videos. Thank you for your time, and thank you for watching CircaSriYak.